What we'll be doing in this lecture is, first we'll be revising what we have already done, all the formulas, all the concept, and then we'll be understanding some of the questions of merger and acquisition. So let us first revise some basics of a merger and acquisition. If you want to find out EPS of a company, it is nothing but earnings of that company. Earnings is earnings available to equity shareholders divided by number of shares. Is it all right? This is for individual company. I am not talking after merger. PE ratio. What is PE ratio? Is nothing but MPS divided by EPS. So majority of time this ratio is used to find out MPS. So I can even write down MPS is equal to EPS multiplied by PE ratio. This formula we have used n numbers of times to find out PE ratio. Then we learned EPS. This is of a company. We have learned EPS 1, 2. 1 is purchasing company, 2 is selling company. Whatever might be the name. We are finding out earning per share after merger. How to find it out? Earning of company number 1 plus earning of company number 2 plus synergic gain in terms of earnings divided by N1 plus N2 into exchange ratio. So, Mahek, you are on the line. Can you tell me what is N2 multiplied by exchange ratio?
It is the number of shares given to the shareholders of selling company, the number of shares of buying company.
Exactly. Is it alright? It is number of shares of buying company given to the shareholders of selling company is nothing but N2 into exchange ratio. This is how we did EPS 1, 2. That is earning per share post merger. We will be going to exchange ratio. What we have learned in this synergic gain is, it is a gain because two companies are merging. There will be reduction in cost and increase in income. So net reduction in cost plus increase in income will be nothing but synergic gain. But it should be in form of earning. I'll tell you what are synergic gain in form of market price in today's lecture. And MPS 1, 2, again easy. MPS 1, 2 is nothing but EPS 1, 2 based upon this formula multiplied by PE ratio of 1, 2. Sorry. This is how you find out market price of a share post merger. After merger, what will be market price of share? Sorry. Now, what is exchange ratio? That also we have done. Exchange ratio basically means what you are getting. Now, who are getting the shares? They are shareholders of selling company who are getting the shares divided by what you are having. So, if you are getting 5 shares, when you are having 10 shares, the exchange ratio is 0.5. Sir, how this exchange ratio is decided? It can be based upon earnings, it can be based upon market price, it can be based upon negotiation. So, this is nothing but exchange ratio. If someone tells me, sir, if exchange ratio is based upon EPS, believe me, exchange ratio will be EPS of selling company divided by EPS earning per share of purchasing company. Is it alright? This will give the same answer. If exchange ratio is based upon MPS, it is MPS of selling company divided by MPS of purchasing company. Is it alright? This is nothing but exchange ratio. If exchange ratio is say 0.6, let me explain you this. Selling company shareholders will be getting 0.6 shares for every 1 share held. Sir, if exchange ratio is 5, then what? Same thing. Selling company shareholders will be getting 5 shares for every 1 share held. Sir, if exchange ratio is 10, same thing. Selling company shareholders will be getting 10 shares for every share held. This is what we have learned in lecture number 1. All the points about earnings, MPS, P ratio, EPS, each and everything that we have learned in lecture number 1. Let us go to lecture number 2 and understand some of the conceptual idea of this particular scenario. We also know for purchasing company, we will denote a number of shares as N1, earning per share as EPS 1, market price per share is MPS 2, PE ratio will be taken as PE ratio 1. For selling company, this will be N2, this will be EPS 2, this will be MPS 2, and this will be PE ratio 2. For merged entity, that is the purchasing company after merger, for merged entity, we will be using EPS 1-2 for earning per share and MPS 1-2 for market price per share and PE ratio 1-2 for PE ratio. This will be denotion that will be used for solving the questions. Let us take one by one all the questions. First question, try to concentrate. Here the objective of a shareholder is earnings. Objective of a shareholder is earnings. So all the concepts that we are applying, we will be applying from the point of view of earnings. Sir, what is the reason? The share might not be listed in the market. The company might be private limited company. So shareholders concentrate on earnings rather than on market price of share. Let us start some of the questions where objective of the company's the shareholders, both purchasing as well as selling company shareholders, is earnings and not market value. Purchasing company is Boys Limited. N1 is 20,000, EPS 1 is 5 rupees per share, PE ratio is 10. PE ratio will not be important as far as the shareholders' objective is earning. Selling company Girls Limited, N2 is 10,000, EPS is 2.5 rupees per share, PE ratio is 6. Again, PE ratio will not be important because the concept is of earnings. If exchange ratio is based upon EPS and synergic gain is 0, what to find out? I'll tell you. Is it alright? But first, exchange ratio is based upon EPS. So it will be EPS of a selling company divided by EPS of purchasing company, which will be is equal to EPS of selling company is a 2.5 divided by 5 is nothing but 0.5. So 0.5 will be exchange ratio. Once again, shareholders of selling company will be getting 0.5 share for every share held. EPS 1, EPS 2 is available to me. I am directly finding out EPS 1-2. Now how to find out EPS 1-2? I'll tell you. It is earnings of 1 plus earnings of 2 plus additional earnings or benefit because of merger, that is synergic gain in form of earnings, divided by N1 plus N2 into exchange ratio. Sir, earnings of 1 is not given, it is given. Earnings is nothing but, total earnings is nothing but number of shares multiplied by EPS. That two data is given, number of shares and EPS. So, company 1 will be having earnings of 1 lakh rupees, 20,000 into 5, plus earnings of company 2 will be 10,000 into 2.5 is 25,000 rupees, plus synergic gain given is 0, divided by N1 will be 20,000 plus 10,000 into 0.5. 5. This is 1,25,000 divided by 25,000. That's all right. Numerator is 1,25,000. Denominator is 25,000. So it will be 5. What is 5? It is EPS 12. Is nothing but 5. Start. Sir, can I find out MPS 12? Right now it is not required because all the shareholders' objective is earnings. Let me see the situation of all shareholders of purchasing company. I am talking about all shareholders first of a selling company. Let me do first of purchasing company. Is that all? First, before merger, what was their situation? What was situation before? How many number of shares Boys Limited was having? 20,000. Multiplied by what was market price of the share? The objective of the shareholders is not market price of the share. The objective of shareholder is earning per share. So what was earning per share of this particular company? Earning per share of this particular company was 5. So total earnings before merger was 1 lakh rupees. This is earnings of all shareholders of purchasing company. What has happened after? How many shares they will be having? Try to understand the company which is liquidated or closed is selling company. Purchasing company is as it is. It is still growing. But if you are holding 100 shares of that company, you will be still holding 100 shares of that company. Say if I am a shareholder of Reliance. If Reliance purchases some company, my number of shares will not increase. My number of shares will remain as it is. So how many shares purchasing company will be having afterwards? See, this is not purchasing company. Huh? This is the shareholders of purchasing company. So I am finding out benefit of shareholders of purchasing company. Multiplied by EPS 12 is also 5 because after merger they will be earning EPS 12 is also 5 and total earnings will be 1 lakh rupees. So what is the profit or loss of shareholders of purchasing company is 0. Let me go to selling companies shareholders. Before they were having how many shares? 10,000 shares. What was their market price? No, we will be talking only about earnings as far as this question is concerned. What was their earning is 2.5. This is 25,000. What has happened after merger? How many number of shares shareholders of selling company were having? 10,000. Now they will not be having 10,000. Number one. Now they will not be having shares of Girls Limited. Now they are issued shares of Boys Limited. How much? 0.5 for each share. So how many shares they would be holding? 10,000 into 0.5. That is 5,000 shares. Multiplied by. Now they are shareholders in that merged company. So EPS 12 will be applicable. Will be 25,000. What is their profit or loss? Is 0. Now we are talking about company as a total merged entity. Is it correct? After merger based upon earnings of merged company. I have written total company, but it is as good as a merged company. What will be the total earnings of merged company? Total earnings of merged company is how many number of shares a merged company will be having. Some student will have to help me out. Mac, can you help me out? How many total number of shares a merged company will be having?
Denominator of EPS 12, 25,000.
Denominator of EPS 12, 25,000. Can you, Mac, help me out? How 25,000? 20,000 plus 10,000 into 0.5. What is 10,000? What is 20,000 first?
20,000 is the shares of Boys Limited that were existing.
Alright. And 10,000 into 0.5?
10,000 are the shares that is being held by the selling company, and 0.5 is the exchange ratio.
Alright. 0.5 is the exchange ratio. So what will be the total answer is 25,000. Alright. You are absolutely alright. I can take denominator of EPS 1, 2. It is absolutely alright. Let me find out earnings of merged company. I can even write down earnings 1, 2. When I write down EAR, it is total earnings. When I write down EPS, it is earning per share. Earnings 1, 2 is 25,000, that is number of shares, multiplied by EPS 1, 2, because now it is merged company 5, and that is nothing but 1,25,000. And believe me, this can be found out by another method also. What was earnings of company 1? 1 lakh. What was earnings of company 2? 25,000. What was synergic gain? 0. Total earnings should be 1,25,000. So the total earnings should be 1,25,000. This is nothing but total after merger. What will be the situation of the company? As far as this first three questions, this was first question, this first three questions is concerned, we will be concentrating on only and only earnings. Is it all right? See, what is the profit of Boys Limited is 0. What is the profit of shareholders of Girls Limited is 0. Believe me, why? There are two reasons. Because there is no synergic gain. All the shareholders are having objective of earnings, and their exchange ratio is also based upon earnings. So this is 0, this is 0, and this is just a totaling question. Everything is totaled out. Start it. Let us go to second question, where synergic gain is still 0, but exchange ratio. See, I have taken all the data same. This data is also same. This data is also same. But exchange ratio is 0, not 0.5, it is 0.6. What is 0.5? It is exchange ratio based upon earnings. This is not exchange ratio based upon EPS. This is exchange ratio based on negotiation. So they might have negotiated, and exchange ratio is 0.6. Let me first find out exchange ratio. Not required because exchange ratio is given is 0.6. Let me find out EPS 1, 2. As the data is same of all the questions, this will be 1 lakh. This will be 25,000. Plus synergic gain is 0. Divided by 1 lakh, divided by 20,000 number of shares of company 1 plus number of shares of company 2, that is 10,000 into 0.60. This will be 1,25,000 divided by 26,000. This answer will be 6,000. Sorry. 1,25,000 divided by 26,000. It is a 4.80769. Let me go to shareholders of purchasing company. Before, what were they having? 20,000 shares. What was their earnings? Still the concept is of earnings. Earnings was 5 rupees. So before it was 1 lakh rupees the total earnings. Now, after, as I told you, purchasing companies, the shareholders will be still holding 20,000 shares at the rate of 4.80769, which is 4,80,700 sorry, it is not 4,80,000. It is 20,000 into 4.80769. It is 96,154. 96,154. So what is the loss to shareholders of purchasing company? It is 1 lakh minus 96,154 is a 3846. Let me go to shareholders of selling company. Before, they were holding 10,000 shares at the rate of 2.5. I'm not writing all the formulas because I think it is very simple. It is 25,000. After, they are having 10,000 shares. No, 10,000 into 0.6 shares. Multiplied by, this is number of shares which are issued to the shareholders of selling company. 6,000. Multiplied by 4.80769. 4.80769. This will be 6,000 into 4.80769. It is 28,846. 28,846. If you will find out a profit, total will be 25,000 rupees. Total will be 25,000 rupees. Start. What is total earnings of?
3846.
Sorry. This is 3,846, not 25,000. Profit is 3,846. Is it correct? Earnings of 1, 2. You can find it out in two manners. Earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 plus profit and loss of both the companies. Earnings of company 1 is 1 lakh plus earnings of company 2 is 25,000 plus profit of selling companies, the shareholders, is 3846 minus loss of purchasing is 3846. It will remain 1,25,000. Start. So earnings of 1, 2 is 1,25,000. Earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 shareholders plus profit of selling company shareholders minus loss of purchasing company shareholders. Ultimately, this will be earnings 1, 2. Or, what are total number of shares of merged entity? 26,000 multiplied by, what is EPS 1, 2? 4.80769. Hope we'll be getting same answer, 26,000 into 4.80769. It is 1,25,000. This is value of merged entity. Believe me if you will tell me, sir, what is synergic gain? Or what is the net benefit to all the shareholders, purchasing and selling company? Here the loss is 3846. Here the profit is 3846. Net profit is still 0. Of all the shareholders, whether of purchasing, whether of selling company. Start it. Sachin, you are on the line. You will explain me why the profit is coming 0. Net profit is coming 0 of both the companies.
Sir, because of exchange ratio.
Because of exchange ratio. I'm talking about net profit. You are giving me answer why one company is having profit and one company is having loss. This is because of exchange ratio. Alright. My question is, why the net answer is 0? See, they are having a loss of 3846. They are having a profit of 3846. So net profit, if you consider of all shareholders, is 0. My question is, why this net profit is 0? Any student who can give me answer?
Sir, because of that shares of company shareholders are same, na sir?
No, it is not a correct answer. Any student?
That means, sir, they are
See, my question is not 3846. My question is why the net is 0. If you will net out this loss and profit, it is 0. Why?
there is no synergic gain.
Exactly. The reason is synergic gain. Try to concentrate. What benefit, if you are talking only about earnings, what benefit a shareholder gets is a synergic gain. How it is distributed is a different thing. but the net benefit which people get is of synergic gain. My next question answer Sachin has already given. Why purchasing company is having a loss and selling company is having a profit? One company is having one loss, one company is having profit, because the exchange ratio is not determined as per EPS. What was exchange ratio as per EPS? 0.5. So the selling company shareholder should be getting 0.5 share for every share held. Now they have decided exchange ratio of 0.6. So selling company might be more powerful. They are now getting 0.6 share for every share held. And believe me, so selling company will be benefited and purchasing company will be at loss, because in negotiation selling company is having more power. This can be seen from exchange ratio. All right. Sachin, you are giving me answer. If exchange ratio was 0.4, can you give me this three answer? What would be net benefit to all the shareholders?
Sir, it is 0.
Alright, Sachin, you are giving the answer. Net profit will be 0. Whose company will be having profit? Whose the shareholders company will be having profit, and which company shareholders will be having loss?
Purchasing company shareholders will have profit
Yes.
and selling company shareholders will have loss.
Can you give me brief explanation why?
Because selling company shareholders are getting
Yes.
less number of shares than what they should get.
What they should get as per EPS. Good. This is the correct answer. Is it all right? Yes. This is good. Otherwise, if synergic gain is 0, if your objective is earnings, believe me, the net answer will remain 0 and value of the merged company will remain same. Is it all right? This is nothing but when there is no synergic gain and when the exchange ratio is not based upon EPS. Next question, we are going somewhat fast. Exchange ratio is based upon EPS. So exchange ratio I am writing 0.5 because all the data I have taken same. Is it alright? Exchange ratio will be 0.5. Synergic gain is 50,000 rupees. Now this is what is new. Is it alright? So I'll have to find out EPS 1 2 will be is equal to earnings of company 1, which is 1 lakh, plus earnings of company 2, which is 25,000, plus synergic gain 50,000. It is based upon earnings, divided by N1 is 20,000, plus N2 is 10,000, multiplied by exchange ratio is 0.5. This is 1,75,000 divided by 25,000. It is 7. EPS 1 2 is 7. So in this question also, the concept still remain is of earnings. The concept is still of earnings. Is it alright? What is benefit to shareholders of purchasing company? We are talking not about purchasing company. Try to concentrate. We are talking about shareholders of purchasing company. Before, how many shares they were holding? 20,000. At what EPS? 5. It is 1 lakh rupees. After, how many shares they are still holding? 20,000. Multiplied by 7 is 1,40,000. What is profit? 40,000 rupees. To shareholders of purchasing company. Is it alright? Shareholders of selling company. Before, how many shares they were holding? 10,000 into 2.5 is 25,000. After, they will be holding 10,000 into 0.5 shares and not 10,000 shares because of exchange ratio. Multiplied by not 2.5. They are shareholders of merged entity. So multiplied by 7. This is 35,000. What is profit to shareholders of a selling company is 10,000. 35,000 minus 25,000 is 10,000. Post they are having more, so it is a profit. Is it right? See, what is the total profit of all shareholders? Is rupees 50,000. Alright, Stuti, you are on the line. You need to give me answer. If the ER is based upon EPS, I have done this first question. ER was based upon EPS. See the profits. Total profit was 0. How come your total profit is rupees 50,000?
Sir, because of synergic gain.
Because of synergic gain. And believe me, as the objective of the company is also earnings, synergic gain is also earnings. This total profit is nothing but synergic gain. Total profit is nothing but synergic gain. Alright. Let me find out the total company, that is value of merged companies in form of earnings, based upon earnings. I can find it out in two manners. Earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2 plus synergic gain. Earnings of company 1 is 1 lakh. Earnings of company 2 is 25,000 and synergic gain is 50,000. So total will be 1,75,000. See, understand, actual value is important. Huh? You need to find out what is actual earnings of merged entity. How many total number of shares are there in merged entity? 25,000. As Mac told, denominator of this 20,000 plus 5,000 multiplied by 7 will be nothing but 1,75,000. So, nutshell, I am telling you about earnings. If your objective is earnings, exchange ratio is based upon earnings. This was our question number 1. Exchange ratio is based upon earnings. Synergic gain is 0. Both the company shareholders will be having 0 profit. Total profit will be 0. Merge entity earnings will remain earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2. If exchange ratio is more than exchange ratio determined by EPS, then again, selling company will be benefited, otherwise purchasing company will be benefited. Net profit will still remain 0 if the synergic gain is 0. So the total profit to both the shareholders will be positive only if there is synergic gain. Also in this case, without synergic gain, the value of the company remains same. That is nothing but earnings of company 1 plus earnings of company 2. If there is a synergic gain, the total profit to both the companies, the shareholders, will be is equal to synergic gain. Is it alright? Why try to concentrate? This is also earnings, this is also earnings, and this is also in form of earnings. Is it alright? This is also in form of earnings. So it will remain total of synergic gain. Somewhat typical portion is when the objective of companies shareholders is based upon market value. Say this. Now shareholders is not concerned about earnings. They are concerned about market value. Is it alright? So we will be doing the same things, but now the objective of the shareholders will be market value. So when we find out the profit and loss of shareholders, we will not be taking total earnings of shareholders, we will be taking total market value of the shareholders. Sorry. In this question also, this data is remaining same. Exchange ratio, let us find out what the question is saying. If exchange ratio is based upon MPS, I'll have to find out first MPS. Try to concentrate. MPS is equal to PE ratio into EPS. Let me write down. MPS is equal to PE ratio multiplied by EPS. Sir, where this formula came from? The formula of PE ratio, MPS divided by EPS. So MPS is EPS multiplied by PE ratio. EPS is given in this question, yes. PE ratio is given, yes. So MPS 1 is nothing but 50. Let's start it. MPS 2, 6 into 2.5 is 15. So MPS 2 will be 15. Let's start it. MPS1 is 50 and MPS2 is 15. Is it alright? Let me find out exchange ratio based upon MPS. So exchange ratio will be MPS of selling company divided by MPS of purchasing company, which is nothing but 15 divided by 50. Is it? Let me see what is the answer. 15 divided by 50 is 0. Will be exchange ratio. Let me find out EPS 1-2. Earnings of company 1 lakh. Because I have taken data same, now this becomes easy. 20,000 into 5 plus 25,000 plus synergic gain based upon market value. No, synergic gain based upon earnings. Still we are talking about earnings only. Synergic gain based upon earnings is 0 divided by 20,000 plus 10,000 into 0.3. Sorry. So this is 1,25,000 divided by 23,000. 1,25,000 divided by 23,000. It is 5.4348. 5.4348 rupees. Start. In this case, I'll also have to find out MPS 1-2. MPS 1-2 is equal to EPS 1-2 multiplied by PE ratio of 1-2. What is EPS 1-2? 5.4348. 5.4348 multiplied by PE ratio of merged entity is the same as before merger. Now what was before merger purchasing company? Sir, we should not be take of selling company. No. Now it is liquidated. So what was PE ratio of purchasing company? 10. After merger also it is going to remain 10. And MPS will be 54.348. Will be MPS 1-2. Alright. This is market price of share of merged entity. PE ratio is going to remain same. Let me find out value of purchasing company's shareholders. Purchasing company's shareholders. But now benefit or loss should be based upon market value. So what was market value before? How many number of shares this company's shareholders were having? 20,000 multiplied by what was EPS? No. Now the shareholders calculate their profit or loss in market value. So I need to write down MPS. Before they were having market price of 50 rupees. So total value was 10 lakhs rupees. Start it. Let me talk about after. Afterwards also, they are having 20,000 shares, but at a rate of 54.348. So total market value they are holding is 20,000 multiplied by 54.348. It is 10,86,960. 10,86,960. Total profit will be 86,960 rupees. So for shareholders of purchasing company. Let me go to shareholders of selling company. Before, they were holding 10,000 shares at the rate of rupees 15. That is a total value of 1,50,000 rupees. After, they are holding 10,000 into 0.3, that is 3,000 shares. I'm going fast somewhat over here because I have done this n numbers of times, right? 10,000 into 0.3 is 3,000 multiplied by 54.348. See, what I am finding out in all the cases is market value. I am not finding out earnings. I'm finding out market value. It is 10,000 into 0.3 3000 multiplied by 54.348, which will be is equal to 3000 multiplied by 54.348, which is 1,63,040. I'm taking 40. Is it 1,63,040? 1,63,040. I ignored 4 rupees, but that is all right. What is the profit? 13,040 rupees. Again, what is it? Is a profit. It is not a loss. It is a profit. Start. Let me find out total profit of both the shareholders company. Shareholders of both the companies. Total profit is equal to 86,960 plus 13,040 rupees, which is 1 lakh rupees. Total profit is 1 lakh. Sorry. Now my point is, in previous question I have explained you, if the synergic gain is 0, total profit is 0. Your synergic gain is 0. Still there is a total profit. Stuti, you are on the line. You need to give me the answer. Why total profit is coming 1 lakh rupees if still synergic gain is 0?
Sir, because earnings of the selling company are added to the purchasing company,
All
but
right.
the PE ratio is remaining same. So
All right.
10 minus 6 is 4 into
All right.
earnings of selling company, that is 25,000 is 1 lakh rupees.
Exactly. It is absolutely correct answer. Try to concentrate what is happening. What was earning of previously what was happening? I'll tell you what was a market value of both the companies before and market value of both the companies after. Before, let me write down in total also before. I'm talking about market value. Start it. Before, market value of Boys Limited was 20,000 into 50. 20,000 into 50. That is 10 lakhs. Here it is given. Here. B Limited was at 10 lakhs. What was the market value of Girls Limited? Was 1,50,000. See, I can even tell you how this market value came. What was the total earnings of yes, total earnings of Boys Limited 1 lakh. This was earnings, huh? Multiplied by PE ratio was 10. So multiplied by 10 is 10 lakhs. What was their earnings? It was 10,000 into 2.5, 25,000. What was their PE ratio? 6. So it was 1,50,000. This is market value. Total earnings multiplied by PE ratio will give you total market. So what is total market value before merger was 11,50,000 in terms of market value. See what is happening after. There is B Limited, whose earnings of 1 lakh rupees will be now multiple of 10. So this will remain 10 lakhs. But earnings of G Limited was how much? 25,000. What was PE ratio of Girls Limited? 6. But now they are merged with purchasing company and the question says you PE ratio is going to remain same. So they will be multiplied by 10 rupees. So 25,000 into 10, which is nothing but 2,50,000. So what will be total market value of merged entity? 12,50,000. See the difference is how much? What is the difference? Is how much? Is nothing but 1 lakh rupees. Alright, which is nothing but profit before of merger. Why this 1 lakh rupees market value benefit is happening to the shareholders of both the companies? Only for one reason, as Stuti stated, it is absolutely correct. Sir, from now onwards, earnings of a selling company, this is earning, was first multiplied by 6 to find out market value. Now it will be multiplied by 10 to find out market value. So net benefit on this will be 4, which is rupees 1 lakh, which is reflected over a year, or it is total benefit to the shareholders of all the company. Stuti, you are on the line, so you only give me this answer. Why we are not taking earnings of purchasing company also? Earnings of purchasing company is also not important. I have taken earnings of selling company only over here.
No, sir. It is remaining same only.
Exactly. Because the P multiple.
So it was 10 and now also it is.
Exactly. Is it alright? Because the P multiple of earnings of purchasing company is still remaining same. So the total profit will remain as it is. Is it alright? Sir, 12,50,000 is after merger MPS 1-2. Can you prove it? The answer is yes. Is it alright? How to find out market value? It is not MPS 1-2. It is market value of merged entity. Is it alright? It is MPS 1-2 multiplied by N12. What is MPS 1-2? We have found out 54.348. What is N12 denominator? 23,000. If you will multiply this, you will be getting answer of 12,50,000, which is nothing but post-merger market value of merged entity. In examination, they ask this question n numbers of times. What is value of merged entity? You need not do all this. You just need to find out this point, which is market value of merged entity. Let me verify whether my answer is even correct or not. 23,000 into 54.348. It is 12,50,000, 4 rupees. 4 rupees you can ignore because this is rounding off error. This is nothing but when synergic gain is 0. But if your objective of shareholders is market value, then that PE benefit you will be getting. Is it alright? So only the purchasing company normally has higher PE ratio and selling company normally has lower PE ratio. Mac, can you help me out in this answer? If a selling company PE ratio is higher and purchasing company PE ratio is lower, then what will happen? If a selling company PE ratio is higher and purchasing company PE ratio is lower in the same situation, then what will happen? Mac?
Then market capitalization will go down because the market value of selling company share will decrease total.
Alright, Mac, I have not explained you market capitalization. Can you help me out? What is market capitalization? You are correct.
The total number of shares that are listed on the market into the traded value, that is the present market value.
That is the last point that I have done. That is MPS 1-2 multiplied by number of shares of the company. That is merged entity. You are absolutely. See, what is market cap or market capitalization is nothing but number of shares multiplied by market price of the shares. It is total market value of the company. Right now, that is nothing but market cap or market capitalization. And Mac is absolutely alright. If a company which is having a lower PE ratio absorbs a company with a higher PE ratio, then they will be at loss. Is it alright? See what will happen? Earnings of selling company will be now having a lesser multiple than more multiple. This is 10 multiple. Before it was 6. This will be reversed. And so there will be total reduction in market capitalization. And believe me, both the companies, the shareholders will be also at loss. Is it all? Normally they will be at, it depends upon exchange ratio, but not the net will be always loss. This figure will always be a loss. Is it all right? So it is a correct answer. Good man. We are going for next question, where what is happening is PE ratio of merged entity. P ratio of merged entity is 9 instead of 10. Started. In last lecture we have discussed this. It should go down somewhat. It should not remain same. I have taken a question whereby it is actually going down. Started. So earning ratio based upon MPS, we have also already found out earning ratio based upon MPS, so I will not be finding it out again. All the data is remaining same, so exchange, sorry, not earning ratio, exchange ratio is 0.3. I am finding out EPS 1-2. I think EPS 1-2 will also remain same. Why? 1 lakh is remaining as it is, 25,000 is remaining as it is, 0 is remaining as it is, this is remaining as it is, everything is remaining as it is. So it is 5.4348. So only I have taken same data. Start it. MPS 1-2 will be is equal to EPS 1-2 multiplied by PE ratio 1-2. EPS 1-2 multiplied by PE 1-2. PE 1-2 is 10. No. Now it is not remaining same. It is reduced to 9. Stop. It is 5.4348 multiplied by 9. 48.9132. 48.9132 rupees will be MPS. Start it. I am finding out benefit for shareholders of both the companies somewhat fast because previously also I have already done it. Start. Purchasing companies shareholders, before they were having 20,000 shares at the rate of rupees 50. So they were having a total value of 10 lakhs rupees. I can take it from previous question because before situation remains same. After, they will be having 20,000 shares at a rate of 48.9132. 48.9132. Stop. So it is 20,000 into 48.9132. It is 9,78,264. Loss to this company's shareholders 978,264 minus 10 lakhs. It is 21,736. 21,736. This is loss to purchasing companies shareholders. Selling company shareholders, before they were having market value of 10,000 into 50. Before situation remains same. After they are having 3,000 shares. This is after. They are having 3,000 shares at the rate of rupees 48.9132. So 3,000 into 48.9132 is equal to 1 lakh 46,739. 1 lakh 46,739. They are having a, let me take it 40. It is alright. 1,50,000 minus 146,739. It is 3261. It is loss to selling companies shareholders based upon market value. Sorry. So both companies are having loss. Should they both having loss? Believe me, it is not directly. If the PE ratio is not remaining same, you need to calculate what are your profits and what are your loss because of merger. Let me find out the net answer is 21,736 plus 3261. It is 24,997. I am making it approximately 25,000. Is it alright? So if I make it 40 and if I make it 60, it will be absolutely alright. And it will be 25,000. Total loss is equal to 25,000. What will be market value of merge company? Which is 48.9132 is market price of merged entity per share. Total number of shares is 20,000 plus 3,000 more is 23,000 as in previous question. What is market value of merged entity is 23,000 multiplied by 48.9132 9132 is 11 lakh 25,000. 11 lakh 25,000. But sir, market value of both the company should be equal to market value of company number 1, which was 10 lakhs rupees, plus market value of company number 2, which was 1,50,000 rupees. So the market value of merged entity should be 11,50,000 rupees. How it has come to 11,25,000 rupees? Any student who can explain me? Why the market value actually is 11,25,000 rupees where it should be 11,50,000 rupees? Kajal, can you answer it? Jaimin? Sachin?
Sir, because there is a loss due to PV ratio.
There is a loss due to PV ratio. That loss is visible over here. This loss is visible over here. Any student who wants to take a chance and explain me exactly how this 25,000 is derived. Not by this method, by other method. Otherwise, I'll do it.
Sir?
Yes, Tuti. Can you tell me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The PE ratio of selling company was 6 and it is going up to 9.
All right.
So the difference is 3
Yes.
into earnings of that company. So that is
25,000. All right.
yes.
What she has done is she has first found out a profit of shareholders because the selling company is incorporated. Previously its P ratio was 6. Now its P ratio is 9. So this is a benefit. And she is correct. She has multiplied it with earnings. 25,000 into 3 will be 75,000, but it is positive. Huh? Yes. Tell me, Stuti. Then?
So then the PE ratio of purchasing company is going down by 1 rupee.
All right. It is 9. It was how much?
10.
It was a 10. See, PE ratio of purchasing company was already 10. Now it is becoming 9. Is it all right? So there will be loss in that multiple. Yes. Stuti, go ahead.
Earnings of purchasing company into difference in PV ratio. That would be
Earnings is 1 lakh. I'll tell you. Difference in PV ratio is -1.
Yes. So the loss would be minus 1 lakh.
Exactly. This is a loss of -1 lakh. And if you net it off, your total loss will be 25,000, which will be distributed between two companies based upon exchange ratio. Whatever exchange ratio decide. But if you will find out loss and profit of both the companies, and ultimately you will do this. See, what is this? This is a benefit because now Girls Limited P ratio was first multiplied. Say their earnings were first multiplied by 6 to get market value. Now their earnings will be multiplied by 9 to get market value. But the existing company's multiple was 10. Now it is becoming 9. So existing companies, the shareholders, market value is decreasing that portion, and selling companies market value earnings multiplied by PE ratio is increasing, and the net answer is 25,000 loss. So this loss will be distributed by this two company. Sir, what is the ratio of this loss? There is no ratio. It depends upon exchange ratio. Higher the exchange ratio, less loss will be borne by selling company. Lower the exchange ratio, more loss will be borne by selling company. Is it all right? I should complete it over here also. Minus market value profit of a selling company, which is 75,000. minus loss of P multiple in purchasing company. This is plus minus 1 lakh, and the answer should be 11 lakh 25,000. Alright. This is, see, every student present in the class should understand this, how this answer came, how this total answer came, what are the profits and losses of this multiple, how that profit is derived, why purchasing company normally purchase a company which is having a lower PE ratio. Because of this calculation, try to concentrate. At least there should be profit over here. Alright, if there is loss over here, you cannot do anything about it. But at least there should be profit over here. Alright, this is going to be normally loss. So when you want a profit over here, PE ratio of a selling company should be lower as compared to of purchasing company. Alright, I want all of you to understand it logically. I'll tell you why people don't understand this logically, because what is asked in examination is this. Try to concentrate what I am tick marking. Find out EPS 1-2. Find out MPS 1-2. Find out the profit and losses of shareholders of purchasing company and selling company. Find out the market value of merged entity. That's it. This is your 8 marks. This you can calculate even if you don't know this all things. Alright. This is easy to calculate. But why you should understand is, in your life, it is not important just to get marks. When in your interview they will not ask you formula of EPS 1-2, how to find out profit and loss of purchasing company shareholders, selling company shareholders. They'll ask you this. The P multiple of which company is normally lower when the merger happens? It is of selling company is lower and purchasing company is higher. If you are fundamentally, your concept is clear, believe me, in a theory life, that is in examination, the question you will feel is extremely easy, and in practical life, it will be useful to you like anything else. Let me go. Exchange ratio based upon MPS. Let me write it down because I know already I have taken data as same. So exchange ratio will be 0.3. Synergic gain in form of earning is 50,000. The PE ratio of merged entity is remaining same as before. Based upon MPS, so EPS 1-2, I can copy it from previous question. The answer is no, because there is a synergic gain. In previous question, synergic gain was 0. EPS 1-2 will be 1 lakh plus 25,000 plus a synergic gain in form of earnings. Understand, anything is numerator, every figure is earnings. Synergic gain should be in form of earnings, 50,000 divided by 20,000, N1 plus N2, 10,000 into 0.3 will be 3,000, or it is N2 multiplied by exchange ratio. This is 1,75,000 divided by 23,000. 7.6087. 7.6087. It is EPS 1-2. Let me find out MPS 1-2. MPS 1-2 will be EPS 1-2, 7.6087 multiplied by PE ratio of merged entity is a 10. Same as before. Before it was 10. So now also it will remain 10. It will be 76.087. Sorry. Let me find out profit and loss of purchasing company shareholders and selling companies shareholders. Sorry. Before, purchasing company's shareholders was having a market value of 10 lakhs rupees. How? 20,000 shares. The market price is coming 50. after they were still having 20,000 shares multiplied by 76.087. 20,000 multiplied by 76.087 is 15,21,740. The benefit or profit is 5,21,740 rupees for shareholders of purchasing company. Shareholders of selling company, before they were having 1,50,000. It was 10,000 into 50. After they are having 10,000 into 0.3, 3,000 shares. Now, but the shares are of merged entity. Merged entity market price is 76.087. 3,000 into 76.087. It is 2,28,261. Profit will be 2,28,261 minus 1,50,000. That is 78,260. Will be profit. This both are positive. Total profit will be is equal to 521,740 plus 78,260 is 6 lakhs. Total profit will be, or total benefit to all the shareholders, purchasing as well as selling company, is 6 lakhs. Is it alright? This is 6 lakhs rupees. I am finding out market value of merged entity. It is 76.087 multiplied by 23,000. 23,000 are total number of shares of merged entity. 76.087 multiplied by 23,000, which is 17,50,000. Or, so this is not required in examination, but you should understand this. Market value of company 1 was 10 lakhs. Market value of company 2 was how much? 1,50,000. 11,50,000. Start. I have told you that if you add your synergic gain, you will be getting this market value. I am adding my synergic gain plus synergic gain 50,000. It is given 50,000. 12 lakhs. Answer is not matching with this. It should match. I am finding out the same thing. This is market value of 1, 2. Any student who will keep a first mic on, I'll give them a chance to speak. Can you tell me why these two answers are not matching? What is incorrect in this down portion?
So due to synergic gain and PE ratio.
So you should say, you are telling that I am incorrect. I should not add PE ratio, synergic gain over here, 50,000.
Correct only. The answer will be different. There will be profit of 5,50,000.
So I should add 50,000. This is 12 lakhs.
Yes, that is 12 lakhs.
Then market value of 1, 2 is 17,50,000.
No, that won't be 12 lakhs. Earlier, the market value was 11,50,000.
Yes.
Then there is profit of 1 lakh that we solved even earlier of due to PE ratio of selling company is lower. 10 minus 6, that is 4 into 25,000 is 1 lakh.
Alright.
And then the synergic gain we will multiply with PE ratio, that is 50,000 into 10, 5 lakh.
Alright. Your answer is correct. Is it alright? But try to concentrate. Here this is incorrect. What should be multiplied? Yes. This is what you are saying. This is incorrect.
Yes, it should be 11,50,000.
This 11,50,000 is all right. What should I write down over here? Synergic gain 50,000
into
Why?
10.
into 10. Is it all right? Try to concentrate a simple concept. Why people don't understand, I don't know. This is a major doubt how this answer comes. This synergic gain, sir, old value plus old value of second company plus your profit should be your new value of merged entity. Agreed. But this is a synergic gain based when I add 50,000. See where I am adding 11,50,000. What is 11,50,000? This is market value. This is market value. So this is market value. In market value, you cannot add earnings. In market value, you cannot add earnings. You will have to add market value in it. To convert earnings into market value, this 50,000 is your earnings. To convert earnings to your market value, you need to multiply it with P ratio. So what is your synergic gain based upon earnings? 50,000. When you multiply with the P ratio of merged entity, you get it is 5 lakhs rupees. This is 16,50,000. Where we have made a mistake? 50,000.
Profit of 1 lakh, sir.
Profit of 1 lakh of what?
Selling company P ratio, due to the P ratio.
Yes. P ratio profit is still pending. Is it all? So this is 5 lakhs. Is it alright? Benefit of synergic gain in terms of market value. Benefit of synergic gain in terms of market value. Again, that profit is already there. Which profit? Selling company's earnings was 25,000. Now it is multiplied by 10. First it was multiplied by 6. Alright, so see this 25,000 rupees earnings of selling company will be now multiplied by 10. First it was multiplied by 6. So there is a profit of 1 lakh rupees because of P multiple. Same as this question. Is correct. Exactly this question. Is correct. 25,000 into 4, that was 1 lakh rupees will be total benefit. Plus benefit because of P multiple difference is 1 lakh rupees. Total value will be 17,50,000 rupees. Is it alright? Please concentrate. These two figures should be same. 17,50,000, 17,50,000. And in examination, you will be finding out by this method only. But understand, for logical understanding, you should know what is happening. Total market value plus synergic gain in terms of earnings multiplied by PE ratio, because we are finding out market value, plus your profit and loss because of the change in PE ratio of earnings of selling company is this. Is it alright? Sir, this was total 6 lakhs. How this came 6 lakhs? This is 1 lakh plus what was synergic gain? 50,000 multiplied by PE ratio, because this profit is based upon market value. 10, 5 lakhs rupees, and total profit is 6 lakhs. Based upon market value. That's correct. Please concentrate one new thing which I am explaining you. It is actually not a new thing, but in words it is a new thing. This 6 lakhs rupees or this 6 lakhs rupees. This 6 lakhs rupees is also synergic gain. But not in terms of earning. See, this was in terms of earning. I told you I'll explain what is the difference between synergic gain in terms of earning and synergic gain in terms of market value. This is a synergic gain in terms of market value. Sir, so it is synergic gain multiplied by PE ratio? No. Synergic gain multiplied. See, what is synergic gain is? Synergic gain is benefit because of merger. And believe me, this should be the market value. This is the market value. So this difference is nothing but synergic gain in terms of market value. It is not always the synergic gain in terms of earnings multiplied by 10. There are other benefits and loss also because of PE ratio, which happens because of merger as far as market value is concerned. So this is also termed as synergic gain in terms of market value. I hope you are absolutely clear what is the meaning of synergic gain in terms of market value. Is that all? Let me go to next question, where PE ratio is decreasing. There is a synergic gain. So can we so that we can understand, E exchange ratio is based upon MPS. Exchange ratio based upon MPS. So exchange ratio will be 0.30. Sorry. Synergic gain is 50,000. In previous question also it was 50,000. So EPS 12 is going to remain same. That is 7.6087. 7.6087. 6087. Let me find out MPS 12. MPS 12 will be 7.6087 multiplied by PE ratio 12 is 9. 7.6087 multiplied by 9 is a 68.4783. 68.4783. Let me find out benefit and loss to the shareholders of purchasing as well as selling company. Before, they were having market value of 10 lakhs. After, they will be having market value of 20,000 into 68.4783. 68.4783 multiplied by 20,000 is 13,69,566. The profit is 3,69,566. Selling company, before, the situation was they were having a market value of 1,50,000 rupees. Now after, they will be having 3,000 shares. This we have done n numbers of times. How 3,000 shares multiplied by 68.4783, which is 3,000 multiplied by 68.4. 68.4783 multiplied by 3,000. It is 2,05,434. The total profit will be 55,434. This is again profit. So total benefits to shareholders of both companies is total of this plus this. It is 3,69,566 plus 55,434. It is 4,25,000. Is total benefit is correct. The total benefit to shareholders of both the companies is 4,25,000. I want some student to derive 4,25,000. Once again, I am telling you this will not be asked in examination, but I want you to derive this. Alright. How this 4,25,000 came, except Stuti and Matt. Any student can answer. No one else? Sachin?
Yes, sir.
You'll try?
Yes, sir. But sir, can I try with different way?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Sir, that is 68.4783
Yes.
minus 50.
Minus 50. All right.
Into 23,000. Into 23,000.
Into 23,000.
3,000.
What you are getting?
4,25,000.
4,25,000. All right. Sachin, you need to explain me also how this 4,25,000 came.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in purchasing company, the market price was 50.
Yes.
So there is a difference of 68.4783 minus 50
All right.
into 20,000. So we'll get
You have done into 23,000.
no, sir. For purchasing company only,
All right.
and then in selling company,
Yes.
10,000 divided by 3,000. That means 3.333.
All right.
And market price before was 15 rupees. So 15
Alright.
into 3.33 will be 50 rupees.
All right.
So difference of that will be same, and into 3,000. That total will be 4,25,000.
Exactly. That's correct. But Sachin, please understand. You can take one another question and do this. If MPS of a selling company or exchange ratio is not based upon MPS, then there will be problem in calculation. Then you'll have to do dip calculation. Otherwise, your system of calculation also is absolutely correct. Is it all? But then it will not be MPS 12 minus MPS 1 multiplied by total number of shares. You will not be directly getting answer. You'll have to calculate both the profit and losses. Is it all? Sachin, can you try with the traditional method also? I termed your method as modern method. Can you try with traditional method also? I need to prove 4,25,000. Yes. Sachin,
Yes, sir.
can you try with traditional method, the method in which I'm doing it?
Sir, it will be 9 minus 6.
A benefit because of PE ratio difference,
PE
right?
ratio, yes.
It is 9 minus 6 is a benefit. This is of selling company.
Yes, into earnings of selling company, that
It
is
is 25,000. This will be plus 75,000. Yes, then purchasing company
loss.
loss because of PE ratio. How much?
9 minus 10.
1 lakh? Yes, good. 9 minus 10 will be minus 1 lakh rupees. Still, it is a negative 25,000 rupees.
And sir, then 5 lakh into 50,000 into 10. That is synergy gain because of
All right,
earnings.
I am doing it. It is a synergic gain benefits. That is a 50,000 into
9.
yes, exactly. 10 was in previous question. It is 9. It is a 4,50,000 positive. Minus 25,000 will be 4,25,000. Historic. Total benefit. Understand, I am writing a different name. Synergic gain because synergic gain in terms of market value. Total synergic gain. Sometimes this wording is used. Total synergic gain. But it is in form of market value is 4,25,000. Total value of the company after merger will be, what is the market price after merger is 68.4783 multiplied by total number is 23,000. 68.4783 multiplied by 23,000 is 15,75,000. 15,75,000. Or market value of company 1 was 10 lakhs plus market value of company 2 was 1,50,000. It was 11,50,000 plus synergic gain in terms of market value. Are you getting it? 4,25,000 will be 15,75,000. This both is same. This is for understanding your logical clarity. This is for your examination. Sorry. This is how we will be solving the questions of merger, purchasing company, selling company, benefits, how the benefits is derived, what is benefit in terms of earnings, what is benefit in terms of market value, what is synergic gain in terms of market value. I'll tell you why I say that logical understanding is important. See, in one paper, this was directly given. And the question was of finding out directly market value of merged entity. It was just doing this. And student felt that this question is difficult. You should not fail it. If you understand this concept, synergic gain in terms of market value, the question becomes extremely easy. This is the end of understanding of merger and acquisition as far as that exchange ratio concept is concerned. From tomorrow's lecture, we will be starting with some of the questions which are asked in ICAI's examination.